So today we are going to take a look at page 112 of our maths book. Okay, so here we have the following data shows the sales of Jolly umbrellas last year. The sales have also been rounded to the nearest 10, making the numbers easier to plot on the trend graph. So here we have the months of the year from January all the way through to December. Here we have the actual sales, and they have rounded the sales to help them put on a trend graph, which is quite handier because it'd be very difficult to plot 516 on the graph. So it's a good idea what they have done. They've rounded it. Okay, so let's look at some of the questions that are asked in this graph. In which months were the most umbrellas sold, and which months were the least umbrellas sold? Part B, which sales showed an increase in sales over the previous month? So, for example, if you look at February, look at the massive increase in comparison to what happened in January. So that would be one example of where there was an increase. C, which month showed the greatest increase in sales over the previous month? So you're looking for the biggest jump in the gap. So look for the big jumps, right? Next one says, which month showed a decrease in sales? So now you're looking for the biggest drop in sales. What was the average number of umbrellas sold in each month? So for spring, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to add February, March, and April, and then divide it by 3. For summer, May, June, and July, so add them together and divide it by 3. Autumn, August, September, October, so again, add those together and divide it by 3. And in winter, November, December, and January, and add those together. All right. What was the average monthly number of umbrellas sold over the year? So this one we might use our calculator. So to find the average, we're going to have to add up the 12 months of the year and divide it by 12. Then question G says, if the shop buys an umbrella for $3.20 and sells it for €7.85, how much profit is made on each umbrella? So you should be able to work out that sum. H, in November, the shop ran out of umbrellas. A7 people wanted to buy an umbrella but were turned away. How much profit did the shop lose by not having enough umbrellas? So again, we're going to have to use the answer in question G to help us with this question. And you probably want to guess what's going to happen next, where we're going to multiply or divide or add or subtract. What do you think might we have to do? So think about that one. Now, question number 2, this is quite tricky because the following data shows Lee's scores on a new computer game over 5 attempts. So we have game 1, game 2, game 3, game 4, game 5. So here are his scores. Now, what we're going to have to do is round each of these scores to the nearest 100. So look at the first one. What might that be to the nearest 100? So we have 2,416. So is it closer to 2,400 or 2,500? What do you think? The answer is 2,400. Now look at this one. We have got 2,921. So is that closer to 2,900 or 3,000? What do you think? Next one, game 3, we have 3,786. Is it closer to 3,800 or 3,700? And 4, 4,093. Is it closer to 4,000 or 4,100? And 5, we have 4,864. So is that closer to 4,900 or 4,800? So you kind of have to work out that. Then it says record the data on a trend graph. So it says write the scores in brackets like they have done in the previous sum up there. Now, this is quite tricky because there's a lot of data there. So I suggest normally when we're doing our data, for example, we would start our scale at 0. But I suggest do something else. Maybe we might start this graph at 2000, the scale at 2000 on our axis, on our y-axis, because or else we wouldn't have enough space in our graph. So if you're drawing it, I suggest you start at 0 and then go up maybe in 250. So you'd start at 2000, 2250, 2500, 2750, and so on and so on and so on. Now, yesterday I showed you how to make a graph in Microsoft Word, and this is where Microsoft Word might come in really, really handy. I can't wait to see some of your attempts at drawing this trend graph. Please send me a photograph, or if you want to send me your document on your email address, I'd love to see it. Okay, slán.